In today's rapidly changing business environments, Scrum has become the most sought-after project management methodology, and at Scrum Study, we enable you to master it. The Scrum Master, the Product Owner, and the Scrum Team are three core roles in Scrum, and the Scrum Master plays a vital role in every Scrum project by facilitating self-organized and collaborative teams. The Scrum Master certified training, provided by a Scrum Study approved registered education provider, also called an REP, is 2 days of instruction that will pave the way for you to become an effective Scrum Master. The Scrum Master course emphasizes the fundamental principles of Scrum, as they are of primary importance for any Scrum Master. The course also focuses on real project processes, such as transitioning to Scrum, scaling Scrum, and implementing Scrum in a distributed environment. The courseware uses examples, case studies, and role plays to help each student stay focused and learn how to apply Scrum. For example, throughout the course, participants will engage in role plays and take on Scrum roles to execute mock product development within a real-life scenario. Our REPs also use elements of Scrum in conducting each classroom course to help students understand how some Scrum tools are used in real-life situations. For example, a Scrum board, an important tool in Scrum, and an expectations backlog are used to give the participants the feel of Scrum in the workplace. The progress of the class is tracked using a Scrum board and burn-down chart. At the end of the course, the faculty discusses and clarifies any questions or issues that the participants may have. The instructor explains appropriate examination and certification-related information and performs a review of the expectations backlog to affirm that each student's expectation has been met. Participants will receive a free copy of a guide to the Scrum Body of Knowledge, which is a comprehensive guide that can be used to deliver projects using Scrum. It also provides guidelines for the successful implementation of Scrum. Participants will also receive courseware, stationery supplies, snacks, and lunch so that they are free to focus solely on learning. After the 2-day class, participants will receive a web address for an online proctored examination. The exam can be taken at the time and place of the participant's choosing. The exam contains 100 multiple-choice questions, and students have up to 2 hours to complete it. Passing the examination is the last step in becoming Scrum Master certified. Assistance with accessing the exam is available through the helpful Scrum Study support team. Immediately after completing the exam, students will be informed of their results. They will receive a soft copy of the certificate by email and a physical copy of the certificate by mail. Learning Scrum with Scrum Study is an enjoyable and value-adding experience that we are sure you will want to repeat with additional courses and certifications. We'll see you in class.
In this video, we'll let you know what Scrum is, all in less than 6 minutes. A project involves collaborative effort to create a new product, service, or other result as defined in the project vision statement. Projects are impacted by constraints of time, cost, scope, quality, resources, organizational capabilities, and other limitations that make them difficult to initiate, plan and estimate, implement, review in retrospect, and release. It is therefore important for organizations to select and practice an appropriate project delivery methodology. This is where Scrum comes in. So what is Scrum? Scrum is one of the most popular agile methodologies. It is an adaptive, iterative, fast, flexible, and effective methodology designed to deliver significant value quickly and throughout a project. Scrum ensures transparency and communication and creates an environment of collective accountability and continuous progress. The Scrum framework, as defined in the SBOC guide, is structured in such a way that it supports product and service development in all types of industries and in any type of project, irrespective of its complexity. Let's now look at the 6 key principles of Scrum. The first Scrum principle is empirical process control, which is based on the ideas of transparency, inspection, and adaptation. Next is self-organization. Scrum is designed for today's employees who have much more knowledge to offer than just their technical expertise, and who can deliver greater value when they're self-organized. The third principle is collaboration, which involves all the stakeholders working and interacting together to deliver the greatest value. Next is value-based prioritization. Requirements and their respective tasks are prioritized based on the value they hold for the customer. This way, the requirements which are the most valuable to the customer are done first, leading to increased ROI. The fifth principle is time boxing. Time is the most crucial factor in Scrum projects, and meetings and work periods are time-boxed. The daily stand-up meeting is a 15-minute meeting. A sprint is time-boxed according to the needs of the project and can vary between 1 to 6 weeks. The sixth and last principle is iterative development, which allows for course correction as all the people involved get a better understanding of what needs to be delivered as part of the project and incorporate this learning in an iterative manner. Now, let's look at the Scrum aspects. Organization. Scrum roles fall into two broad categories, core roles and non-core roles. The core roles include the product owner, who is responsible for articulating customer requirements and maintaining business justification, the Scrum Master, who ensures that the Scrum team is provided with an environment conducive to complete the project successfully, and the Scrum team, who is responsible for understanding the requirements specified by the product owner and creating the deliverables of the project. The non-core roles include stakeholders, the Scrum guidance body, vendors, the chief product owner, and the chief Scrum Master. Business justification. Value-driven delivery enables Scrum projects to start delivering results as soon as possible. Scrum's adaptability allows the project's objectives and processes to change if its business justification changes. Quality. In Scrum, quality is defined as the ability of the completed product or deliverables to meet the acceptance criteria and achieve the business value expected by the customer. To ensure a project meets quality requirements, Scrum adopts an approach of continuous improvement, whereby the team learns from experience and stakeholder engagement to constantly keep the prioritized product backlog updated. Change. Scrum projects welcome change by using short, iterative sprints that incorporate customer feedback on each sprint's deliverables. This enables the customer to regularly interact with the Scrum team members, view deliverables as they are ready, and change requirements if needed earlier in the sprint. Risk. In Scrum projects, risks are identified, assessed, and responded to based on two factors: the probability of each risk's occurrence and the possible impact in the event of such occurrence. Let's now briefly look at the Scrum processes. This diagram illustrates the Scrum project's flow. As you can see here, the Scrum cycle begins with a stakeholder meeting, during which the project vision is created. The product owner then develops a prioritized product backlog, which contains a prioritized list of business and project requirements written in the form of user stories. Each sprint begins with a sprint planning meeting, during which high-priority user stories are considered for inclusion in the sprint. A sprint generally lasts between 1 and 6 weeks and involves the Scrum team working to create potentially shippable deliverables or product increments. During the sprint, short, highly focused daily stand-up meetings are conducted, where team members discuss daily progress. Toward the end of the sprint, a sprint review meeting is held, during which the product owner and relevant stakeholders are provided a demonstration of the deliverables. The product owner accepts the deliverables only if they meet the predefined acceptance criteria. The sprint cycle ends with a retrospect sprint meeting where the team discusses ways to improve processes and performance as they move forward into the subsequent sprint. Voila! We just covered the principles, aspects, and processes of Scrum in less than 6 minutes.